So you'll want to play fast bebop lines, perhaps something like this. So today I'll give you a great way to master flying at the piano with an easy call and response exercise. Even if you're a beginner at playing bebop, you can play these lines if you know the tricks that I'm about to show you. After that, you can practice with the play along backing track that's included in this same exact video. We've included a slow version and a fast version. You can use the chapters feature right here on YouTube to skip directly to the backing tracks and even loop it if you want. So in the play along track, I'll play something and then you play it back to me. Sometimes we'll trade 2 measures, other times we'll trade 4s, or even sometimes we'll trade 8s. So make sure you follow the sheet music when you practice. And by the way, all of our members will receive a PDF with today's exercise. You can join right here on YouTube, and if you don't want to become a member just yet, don't worry. You can always get any of our PDFs on mdex.com, link in the description down below. All right, so first things first, the chord progression we're using today is just the first 2 measures of a rhythm changes, a 1-6-2-5 in the key of B flat. Actually, it's a 1-5 of 2-2-5, which is more bebop oriented. But there's no difference between these 2 chord progressions when you improvise. A 1-6-2-5 in the key of B flat is B flat, G minor, C minor, F7. And a 1-5 of 2-2-5 is B flat, G7, C minor, F7. So the roots are the same. The only difference is that we have a G7 instead of a G minor. But remember that the B flat on the G minor is actually the sharp 9 of G7, which is a great tension for the 5 of 2. So when you're improvising, it really doesn't matter if you're thinking of G minor 7 or G7 in this context. The second thing I want you to think about is that when you have this kind of progression, you have 2 choices. Outline the chords, or outline the key. In today's exercise, we're mainly going to outline the key, except for these measures here in the last step, where we're outlining each chord in the progression. Now, to play fast, you first need to solve for the different hand positions that you're going to use. Playing fast lines is about how the runs feel in your hand. There's no time to actually think. If you can't feel it, you can't play it. And we've prepared this exercise with exactly that in mind. Your first position is going to be this. And I'm using fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or 1, 2, 3, and 5 when I play the D. By the way, in the PDF, we've included all the recommended fingerings for each line. So make sure to try using those fingers first. Only change them if they're too uncomfortable for your hand. Your other hand position would be here. And I'm using fingers 1, 2, 3, 5. The 4th finger is going to be used for the E natural. Okay, so basically you can think of the fingerings for an F Mixolydian scale without the 3rd, A. I suggest practicing this scale with these fingerings at different tempos. Make sure to practice it with a metronome until you get it to about 300 beats per minute or 150 at cut time. Now I want you to pay close attention to this upper section of the scale. Here is where all the bebop action is going to take place. Bebop lines are full of approaches and passing tones, and we're going to use all the chromatic tones in this section of the scale. You can play this, or this, or this. Notice that here we're using the 1st finger on D and not using the 2nd finger at all. I want that 5th finger on the F so we can change directions easily. Also, we're gonna play this triple chromatic approach pretty often. This is a trapping enclosure that targets D. We've discussed enclosures like this one in Thinking Ahead Volume 1. So if you're interested in an entire course on jazz improvisation using target notes and enclosures, check it out on mdex.com. By the way, when you play your target D, there are two important fingerings to consider. If you want the line to keep going down, use your fifth finger. And if you want the line to start going up, use your first finger. And that's it. Now you can start practicing with the call and response backing track. Here's the demo so you can see how to play with the call and response play along. You can actually practice over the demo if you'd like, but remember that right after it, you have two play along backing tracks, one at a slow tempo and one at a fast tempo. Enjoy.